Namaste everyone, this is Xaxellan Desgar, hoping you're safe and doing well in this quarantine period. Well, this is my first video on YouTube as well as of the series called The Character Journal, where I'll be narrating you the stories of game characters in short. Coming up in this episode, we'll be talking about Juno's complete history and what happened to her after Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So sit tight for this amazing episode. Several millennia ago, there were beings like humans who existed on Earth, called the Isu. They were highly advanced in science and technology than humans are now, and had a triple helical DNA structure which genetically differed them from humans. They created some supernatural artifacts called the Pieces of Eden, also called as Isu artifacts, which had different abilities. Isus were the ones who created humans who had double helical DNA structures, who later became the workforce and eventually slaves. Juno, an Isu, was born in 2195 Isu era in the city of Phaon. She grew up and became a scientist and fell in love with Aita. After the creation of humans, Juno and Aita left for the city of Atlantis to start experimenting on humans to create pet creatures from them. Poseidon, the king of Atlantis, came to know about their experiments and banished Juno and Aita from Atlantis as experimenting on humans was prohibited by his laws. Shroud of Eden is one of the pieces of Eden created by the Isu scientist Consus, which shields its wearer and can also trap the consciousness of anyone. Consus' consciousness was trapped in this after his death due to natural cause, and the shroud cannot treat a natural disease. 3 centuries after his death, Juno entered his laboratory and found the shroud and learned about Consus' consciousness and planned it to use it for her own use. The hybrid humans Adam and Eve revolted against the Isus after escaping from their masters, with a piece of Eden known as Apple of Eden, which was used to control humans. This led to a war between the two species. Even though the Isu had advanced technology, they were outnumbered by the humans as they created a lot to add to the workforce. Juno, her father Saturn, and another Isu scientist Minerva were discussing about this threat caused by humans. Juno wanted to exterminate the humans as they tried to emulate their masters. Minerva disagreed and told them that humans were evolving psychologically and were also excelling in different types of arts, and there will be time when they will be treated equally as the Isu. As Saturn agreed with her, a human stabbed through his head, killing him once and for all. Juno, who was enraged by seeing the father dead, used an Isu artifact called the Kohinoor to kill the human who stabbed her beloved father and all other humans around them. Filled with grief, she said, "Their hearts are engines of hate. They'll tear us and each other apart if we do not act. We must save them from themselves." During the events of this war, the Isu scientists came to know about a solar flare which would soon hit the Earth, destroying the life on it. A group of 3 scientists, Jupiter, Minerva and Juno, called the Capitoline Triad, was formed to search for the methods to save people from this disaster. Juno built several underground temples which would keep them safe and away from the war, so they can carry out their researches here. All the walls in here reached to one single location called the Grand Temple. The Triad came up with 6 solutions but all failed, among which Juno tried to use the concept of consciousness transfer in resistant synthetic bodies to survive the disaster. Aita agreed to become a test subject but became catatonic after the test, and Juno was forced to euthanize him. Afterwards, Minerva found the 7th solution called the Global Aurora Borealis, which would deploy a magnetic shield around the Earth to deflect the solar flare. Minerva came to know about Juno's evil plans to take over the world and imprison her consciousness in Temple's network. Later, Juno tampered the device called the Eye, which was used to make calculations and to see possible alternate futures. Activating the Global Aurora Borealis would release Juno. Minerva thought that it is better to let the disaster occur and millions die rather than freeing Juno. solar flare hit the earth and only a handful of humans and lesser number of Isu people survived it. Later, the Isu became completely extinct. The Isu manipulated the patterns of their existence so that the later generations of humans could stop the next solar flare. Before her imprisonment, Juno succeeded to manipulate the human genetic code, which helped in changing genetic makeup of a random person that would transfer Aita's memories and change his body structure to resemble Aita, partly reviving Aita in human form. They were called sages. Some of them stayed true to Aita's love for Juno and helped her to reach her goal. When Desmond minds with help of Animus, a device invented by Abstergo to decode the genetical information and help the person to relive their ancestors' lives, relive the memories of Ezio Auditore da Firenze, the triad appeared to Desmond through Ezio or directly to him in holographic forms. After reaching to the vault where Apple of Eden was kept in present time, Desmond again saw Juno, who then took control over Desmond's brain, showing him visuals of Lucy Stillman being a Templar double agent. Desmond, being under control of her, killed Lucy and went into coma. After recovering from coma, Desmond, who relived the final memories of Ezio and Altair, then continued the journey to Grand Temple with Sean Hastings, Rebecca Crane and William Mines. Reaching there, they saw Juno and Minerva in holographic forms. Desmond, who was aware about the solar flare, went there to prevent this disaster. Minerva told him about Juno's evil plans to take over the world. If Desmond activates the pedestal of the global Aurora Borealis, it will kill him, deploy a magnetic shield which will deflect the solar flare, and Juno will be released. Minerva also explains him if he does not do so, Desmond and his friends will remain safe in the temple and he will become the god of the new world by leading and guiding the survivors in the new beginning. The latter generations will manipulate his writings and start fighting again amongst each other, and the cycle will go on. Desmond chooses to sacrifice himself and save the world, believing others will find a way to kill Juno. After Juno is released, she says to Desmond,
"It is done. The world is saved. You played your part well, Desmond. But now it's time that I played mine."
After the death of Desmond, Juno's consciousness managed to enter the equipments of Abstergo Forensics, who came to retrieve the body of Desmond. From there, she entered the web, also termed the Grey by an IT employee at Abstergo, John Standish, who is later revealed to be a sage. Abstergo, after acquiring DNA samples of Desmond, invented an animus which only requires the DNA and not the person to access his or her ancestral and genetical memories. John Standish lowered the security in Abstergo servers and tried to install a program by which Juno's consciousness can acquire our initiate's body, that means our character's body in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, who relieves the memories of Edward Kenway. But Juno was not still strong enough to occupy an organic vessel. John was later killed by Abstergo employees as he tried killing her character. Juno was seen in the assassin laboratory in Protvino, Russia. There she occupied the body of Galina Voronina's mother, Maria Voronina, who was suffering from the bleeding effect. Her mother was babbling about the death of a lost husband who is Aita, and we could also see Juno scream and disappear from the screen as Galina stabbed her mother. Juno and the sages gathered some assassins at Templars to come together and accept Juno as the new ruler. They were called the Instruments of the First Will. In 2015, the Templars helped Juno as they had the same goal of creating a new order. They started working on the Phoenix Project, which was forming an Isu body with the help of Shroud of Eden, so that Juno can occupy it. Juno asked the Instruments to bring Kohinoor, and Elijah, the son of Desmond Miles, who contained the Isu DNA being a sage, killing his mother. Violet, an Instrument, did not trust Elijah as he loved his mother a lot and can avenge her death at any point. The Instruments took his DNA sample from his bone marrow and started to create an Isu body which will reach its adult form in 24 hours. After the maturity of the body, Juno was finally resurrected. Charlotte de la Cruz, a young assassin, came to know about Juno and her evil plans, came to stop her, and a big fight between Juno, instruments, and the assassins took place. Elijah, then proving Violet right, betrayed the instruments as he was waiting for the right time to come, passed the Kohinoor to Charlotte, who then used it and killed Juno, sacrificing herself. Well, this is how it ended. Most of you guys didn't know about her death, as the storyline was further continued in the comic series of Assassin's Creed. Truly speaking, I wanted it to continue in the games. Never mind, we still have a great series going on with an amazing gameplay. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Hope you loved it, and if you did, please hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any update. Also share this video with all your friends who are true Assassin's Creed fans so they can also come to know about Juno's fall. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and be safe.